Hey guys, Dazzler Magic here, and Wizards came out today to remind you that if you're still thinking of Crimson Vow, holy crap, you're living in the past. What is wrong with you? That set came out a million years ago. It's time to move on and start saving up your money for the next thing that's coming out. Seriously, you have to focus on it right now. Like, seriously, we're actually going to leak cards from it. And I'm, of course, talking about Unfinity. You know the unsets, the silver bordered cards where they used to just kind of make fun of like some stuff in the game and just have fun and do some wacky stuff. Involve some like physical challenges, like I think having to have your head touch the table for the rest of the game and jumping up and high-fiving people. You know, it was just fun. They did try to inject a little bit of money in it, but really the last one was just like, okay, whatever. But with Unfinity and the relatively new CEO at Wizards of the Coast, nothing gets greenlit unless it's a greedy cash grab, and wait until you hear what they did with this one. So Mark Rosewater, who designed this set, because of course he did, came out to remind us that it's coming out on April 1st, April Fool's Day, 2022, but I assure you this is real. So like I mentioned, it's called Unfinity, which really is just one letter away from unfun. That's right up there with comorbidity and comorbidity. Somebody wasn't thinking, but this is some of the leaked art here. Well, not really leaked, I mean released. Yep, retro-futuristic space carnival full of, I guess, their attempt at magic memes. And things that Mark Rosewater thought were funny. And I could list off the couple people that he mentions that they brought in for this project, but let's just say it is some certified cringe lords with pronouns in their bios. So we've got some more artwork, like this is the entire amusement park thing. It's in space and it's a, what do they call it, a space station? So it feels like Unstable just came out, but it came out at the end of 2017, so it really, got traction at the beginning of 2018, which was a while ago. Technically, there was another unset, I hate to use that term, that was just an utter waste of time cash grab that just went like straight to the Walmart shelves and nobody cared about it. I think I covered for 5 seconds, and I think it came out earlier this year. Nobody cared. In fact, it's still on the shelves. So when I say the last unset, I mean like real actual full set, not, oh, we added 5 cards and it's Commander, whatever it even was. Wizards is really pushing it this year. So, unlike the last one where they followed the whole, oh, let's do, combinations of 2 colors, we're going to have a full cycle of them, and then we'll build around it and inject a bunch of cringe memes. This time it's what's known as a top-down design, which is a terrible idea unless none of the cards are legal. But I'll circle back to that. I mean, if they're isolated in their own thing and you can't play them in any other format, well, then who cares? I mean, they can do whatever they want. They could design it top, bottom, sideways. I don't care. It could be as unbalanced as it could be. I don't care. There's next to no consequences for that. So, top down is flavor first, where you start with an idea and then you build cards around the idea. So in other words, Innistrad, where, well, it has to have zombies. It has to have graveyard. And how'd that work? So Mark wanted to do a carnival set because Mark is a child. And then some other person he mentioned wanted to do like a space set because apparently they're not familiar with Magic the Gathering. I can't imagine what we wanted to do, future space Japan that we're doing in early 2022, aka Return to Kamigawa or whatever the hell it's called. So the name of the, I hate to even say plane because it's a space station, but okay, is Myra the Magnificent Intergalactic Astrotorium of Fun. See, if they're going to do some really, really obvious base level cringe memes, at least make that spell something if you make it into an acronym. I mean, it was so obvious. They just went with like the Harley Quinn movie full title where they're like, haha, that sounds quirky, let's go with that. Now, normally I wouldn't go so hard on an unproduct. I loved the last one, but wait until you see where this one goes. Seriously, watch this video till the end. It really goes places. You are going to facepalm so hard when you hear what they did. Oh, we got this beautiful gem of a quote from Mark Rosewater. He says, Aaron Forsyth, my boss, I went to him and asked if I could lead this set from the beginning of design to the end. So exploratory, vision, and set design, all 3. And he said, I could as long as I listened to my play designers, as card balance is not my strength. Direct quote from Mark Rosewater. I don't know if he's directly quoting Aaron or if he's just like paraphrase what Aaron said with a direct quote from himself describing himself, but either way, it's absolutely true. Mark doesn't know shit about card balance. So he mentioned something about he wants high variance in the set, which basically means luck over skill, which is usually really bad, but this is supposed to be a fun set. I know at least a third of the community does not want to play for fun. They want to play for prizes and for feeling superior to the rest of the community by using a deck they didn't build and aren't responsible for in any way. So they're already out, so what did they do to make up the difference in sales? Well, a bunch of the cards are legal, as in they're not silver bordered. Well, actually, the whole entire set is not silver bordered. Oh, no. Set legality is now, instead of based on a very clear, obvious silver, or in the past gold border, which means not tournament playable, now it's the anti-counterfeiting symbol on the bottom. So let me throw one up here. That's supposed to be an acorn. So you're supposed to look at that little tiny, like 1 millimeter symbol and say, aha, that vaguely resembles an acorn shape instead of an oval. That's how I can tell it's not legal in any format, not the blatantly in-your-face silver border. So like, for example, there are 30 legendary cards in the set, and 1/3 of them are legal in Eternal formats. So Legacy, Vintage, Commander. And I guess theoretically Pauper, but it's not typical to make them common. But you know what I mean, like they're legal in any format that they're legal in, so not standard, but anything else. I don't remember them disclosing the percentage of cards that are legal right off the bat, but I think they alluded to it being a lot. So the term black bordered is now just a concept and not meant to be taken literally, even though that's how you judge every other card. What an idiotic idea. So they're trying to sell this to Commander players, once again, because they're trying to sell everything to Commander players. They've already deleted the Planeswalker decks, replaced them with more Commander decks. They've already upped the number of legendary creatures over the last 5 years by a factor of like 5. They've thrown Commander-specific reprints into standard sets, especially core sets. I mean, they know the only customer they have left is Commander. So that's who they're selling to now. So they made an enormous portion of it legal in Commander, but that's not all they did, not even close. So we've got Space Basics. Oh boy. So these are them. They're borderless. They've got some kind of ridiculous atomic symbol thing to be all, sciencey, whatever. I mean, yeah, they look cool, but it's the same crap they pulled last time where it's just, oh, look at these borderless full art lands. Oh, you better get them. You know, a pack's basically $3.99 or whatever. So these are going to be worth like $3.50. I mean, okay, it propped up the set and that's all anybody was interested in. Otherwise, buying stuff for fun and Magic with the amount of wallet fatigue we had when the last one came out, yeah, it was probably a good idea. I heard it still didn't sell very well, but people liked it. But remember, Mark only got feedback from people who played it and people who follow him on Twitter. So obviously every pack will have one of these. Oh, oopsie. Let me revise that. 71.9% of packs will have those basic lands in them. So they're cutting it. It's not even 1-to-1. Unbelievable. Another change, the Unfinity Collector's Booster, which we have a picture of the product on screen right now. Every single card is foil. Every single one. They've now jumped the shark so hard with their stupid collector's boosters, you might wonder where they're going to land. And the answer is in Pokemon. Because now you can get a traditional foil, or you can get a new unique foil treatment called Galaxy Foil. Well, I just referenced Pokemon. Guess what they did when it's called a Galaxy Foil? Yep, star patterns on the foil, which I think Pokemon started doing 20 years ago. Maybe 15. Will they still curl? Probably not. It's the same as etched foil, where they allegedly use laser etching, I have my doubts, to change the, I want to say probably mylar layer. We still don't know what it is. They just refer to it as a laminate, but whatever, to put a texture in it. So that the etched ones look like sandstone, but, you know, kind of sparkly. Yeah, those don't curl. So if this is the same thing, just with a different pattern in it, it's like stars instead of random crumples. Okay, it's the same damn thing. So my guess is that those Galaxy foils will not curl. But of course they're not going to switch every foil to that, because that would be giving the people what they want. They want to just introduce it slowly, make them rare, and then kind of creep up, and then come up with something new and try to sell you that. So 12 out of the 15 cards in every collector's booster will be regular foil or traditional, and 3 of them will have the Galaxy Foil job on them. You'll have 2 shots at the planetary lands, which I'll get to them in a second. One will be guaranteed Galaxy Foil, one will be guaranteed traditional. Oh, so those have 100%, or I guess I could say a 200% land drop rate, But the regular boosters are only 71.9%. I'd love to know what they're putting in its place, actually. My guess is probably not the cosmic ones. I could be wrong, though, who knows? So what the hell are cosmic lands? Well, they're an even rarer full art, borderless, or full bleed, or whatever they want to call it, lands. So, well, like, here's the plains, here's the island. I mean, I'm going to be showing them up on screen here. So these are the even rarer basic lands in this set. Oh, and then you might get the ultra, ultra, mega, super, ultra, whoop-de-doo rare by getting it in Galaxy Foil. So, is that even, I think it's 6 tiers of basic land rarities, if you count every one you could get, which is regular, regular foil, regular galaxy, the hell are these called? I forgot. Oh, planetary regular foil, and then galaxy foil. And if you want to get anything vaguely of value, you have to buy the much more expensive collector's boosters. But then everybody's going to think that, flood the market, they're going to drop and you're going to lose money. So only buy this if you want to have fun, and don't buy the collector's booster because you have absolutely no reason to whatsoever. So pretty greedy move, but okay, it's the lands again, and that's all they did. Just kidding, that's not all they did. There's more. Let me introduce you to Hallowed Fountain and Friends. We've got 10 more lands. Great. So these are the Ravnica block traditional shock lands. Pretty played in almost every format but standard. So these are full art, borderless, special text box, special art, special everything, whatever. Nothing special anymore, who gives a crap. So they threw these in, even though the last unset was the one that needed color correction because it was a bunch of sets of 2 colors. 1 in every 24 booster packs of draft boosters will have one of these. Oh, but the collector's boosters have 2 shots at it. 1 in the super whoop-de-doo star trim that I already forgot the name of, or 1 in traditional. Wow. So those will probably be $100. They made a really vague statement, but it appears to be a 1 in 12 shot cumulatively in the collector's boosters of getting 1 of these. Wow. And then to try to get people's asses in the seats, they've got a participation promo. So we got more spoilers here. That's what I'm going to cover at the end. But yeah, the participation promo for going to the event while supplies last at your local gaming store that probably already closed, directly because of actions from Wizards of the Coast. You could get a water gun balloon game. As water gun balloon game enters battlefield, and it's a 2-cost artifact, each player puts a pop counter on it. Oh, it says on 0, but there is no 0? So then they added, or put it on the bullseye? Or write the card correctly and you won't have to correct it? Whenever a player casts a spell, move that player's pop counter up 1. When a player's pop counter hits 5, that player creates a 5/5 pink. That's right, new color alignment, pink, giant teddy bear creature token, and resets all pop counters to 0. So, new color in this set confirmed. Now, will it be a mana color or land color? My guess would be no, because, like, where else would you use it? That doesn't even make sense. So what I'm thinking is, it's going to work kind of like Devoid, where it's like a half measure, with completely different interactability. So there will be pink-aligned permanents, and then they'll have, like, protection from pink or boosting pink, but that's as far as it'll go. You'll never have to pay pink mana for a spell because it doesn't exist. So here we go again. I mean, it's self-contained, so I don't care. And there's no way in hell that they're putting, I mean, they even said this, that there's no way that they're putting pink on a black bordered card, which, as I reminded you, no longer means black bordered. They all have black borders. Even the silver bordered cards now have a black border, literally. But they're figuratively black bordered cards. So let me explain that. Okay, another spoiled card here. Assembled Ensemble. Now you see that black border? That does not mean it's legal in anything. It is a silver bordered card. In spirit. Yeah, so the acorn little hologram on the bottom, that indicates it is not legal in any other format. What about every other unset? Oh, those you have to judge by the border color. But now they changed it to something less visible and less obvious and completely counterintuitive. Fantastic. So anyway, 5-cost white artifact creature, Clown Robot Bard. It has Vigilance and Star 6, so Star Attack, 6 Toughness, and Assembled Ensemble's power is equal to the number of robots you control. Whenever you cast a spell with an artifact creature in its art, hilariously subjective, and I love that, create a 1/1 white clown robot artifact creature token. And the flavor text is known for their hit single, your wait from this point is 7 hours. That's the most Disneyland shit I've ever heard. So now this card, by comparison, is legal. So it's in an unset, that's the unset symbol right there, but because it doesn't violate any of the existing like norms or rules or whatever of Magic, this is a playable card. So you're going to see this ridiculousness from a made-up joke plane in your games, which I'm not sure if that's better or worse than having like Walking Dead characters in the middle of your fantasy-themed TCG while you're trying to have a super duper serious game of Commander. But seriously, I get that people took issue with it. I'm sure it only gets worse from here. So Saw in Half, 3-cost black instant rare. So destroy target creature. So we're already at murder plus here. And if that creature dies this way, well, you probably already guessed it. Its controller creates 2 tokens that are copies of that creature, except their base power is half that creature's power, and their base toughness is half that creature's toughness, round up each time. So basically useless kill spell that doesn't actually kill anything, except it doesn't say opponent's creature. Oops. Now, Legendary you would still have an issue, I would assume, because it's an exact copy in token form. But you want 2 Ghaltas? 2 6/6 Tramplers? Instead of 1 12/12? I mean, it's Trample, it's a terrible example, but you could actually do something pretty darn creative, especially with like ETB effects or death effects or both. Because remember, it's not a death replacement one. The death trigger would still go off. Then you would run this and target your own creature. So this could really do some messed up degenerate stuff. But they wanted to make it legal and put it into Commander. Now, the power level is so high for Commander. Like, the bar is set so high, I don't think this will be on anybody's radar as the biggest menace ever. The biggest menace is the people running the ban list for Commander. And there's selfish, crooked unbanning of Protean Hulk, for example. And then we got some cringe boomer humor on the bottom. The audience always loves it, but volunteers are divided. Ha 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 ha. Saw me in half. I want to die after reading that. So next up, another illegal card. You could just tell right away, not by the border color, but by the acorn. I know, that's the first place your eye goes, obviously. I mean, sometimes they don't even print it correctly, or on center, or at all. Actually, that security hologram to prevent counterfeiting, the only way to really have it there pretty much 100% of the time is to buy a counterfeit card, because then they really nail it. So anyway, Killer Cosplay, it's a 1-cost green artifact equipment, and whenever Killer Cosplay becomes attached to a creature, choose a creature card name with an identical mana cost. That creature becomes a copy of the card with the chosen name until Killer Cosplay becomes unattached from it, equip 3. And then we've got for the flavor text, Hans, run! Get the camera, he's adorable. So, okay, we've got the acorn rule down. Let's look at the next card, the Space Family Goblinson, which has no hollow foil stamp on the bottom because it's not mythic or rare. What's the legality? I believe Wizards' official ruling on this is go f*** yourself. So this is a 1/1 legendary creature, Goblin Guest. I think they said this one's legal. I'd have to check. Now you just have to look it up. There is no way to tell. This is so f***ed. This is so completely and utterly f***ed. I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow and then do a separate people's reactions online to this, because I'm sure Reddit and Twitter has some things to say about their wonderful choices here. And they're, you have a 1% chance in pulling this super elite card with our pseudo lottery card loot box packs in a set that's supposed to just be a cheap whatever throwaway passion project that people play for fun to distract themselves from how shit standard is. Oh, this whole set is just disgusting. Anyway, 1 green, 1 red, 2 generic. Goblin Guest. The Space Family Goblinson has trample as long as you've rolled 3 or more dice this turn. Whenever you roll a die, put a 1/1 counter on the Space Family Goblinson. Yeah, I thought they'd use it as an example of one that was legal, but anyway, here's the showcase frame of it. Oh, I'm sorry, did you forget that that variation was a thing? And then remember, you can, I think, even though they didn't specify this directly, get a traditional foil of this or a super duper star edition. Why don't they just call it a rainbow rare and get it over with? We know what they're doing. So the last thing to bring up, and God only knows what's even going on here. I'm almost out of speculation juice. This is the picture they uploaded of the box. Now they put up a giant black hole on it, like some kind of sensor mark. I don't even know what to call it. They did that. I mean, look at it. Now we already have that art. It's not like they're like, oh, we don't want to reveal this part yet. No, we know what's under that art. Here's the art. Oh, they covered up most of Devil Knievel, which is obviously an Evil Knievel reference, parody. It's going to be some kind of stuntman on the card. I bet he's a devil tribal and he always crashes and then does damage to everybody around him. It's like the jokes write themselves, but they covered it up on the pack, but not even like well enough. So, I mean, there's nothing else behind him that would make sense. I mean, what, some kind of Kamigawa-looking lion mask or some plushies, carnival game prizes? I don't know what's going on there, but if they actually print it like that, I gotta get to the bottom of that story. I'm sure a week later, if they actually come out like this, people will just pester Mark Rosewater for an answer until a week later he gives in without company permission and just tells us what the hell a giant black hole is doing on the middle of this. So that's all you need to know about this for now, other than it's a giant ripoff cash grab and there's no fun to be had in this joyless, just shark jumping pile of shit. And enjoy the new Acorn versus Oval system that works at least 1/4 of the time at only 2 rarity levels. At least Mark Rosewater admitted that he sucks at card balance. So I can't wait for this cringe-tastic cringe-fest ripoff to release. I'm going to rush out and buy it. Oh wait, no, the other thing. Feel dead inside and not buy it. So what do you guys think about this? I'm sure there's strong feelings on both sides. Or just one side of the issue. You never know. Leave a comment down below about what you think and watch tomorrow for the reaction video because I'm going to read some tweets, which for some reason gets a lot of comments about, oh my God, you should do these reactions more often. These people are a mix of batshit crazy and reaching levels of sarcasm that you would think would have enough sarcastic energy to collapse into a black hole. The sarcasm density is quite a lot. You would think Twitter would be destroyed. Maybe that's why Jack Dorsey actually just resigned today. Oh, if you didn't hear about that, that's the thing that happened. He's getting replaced by someone even worse. If you're still on Twitter, get off of Twitter. And I'll see you guys next video.